today's presentation of MRE UNO, Division 2.
Hello everyone and welcome to Archery April's round of 16 here for MRE UNO. I'm your host G-Man, and today we will be bringing you what will be the third match of the round and the first stream match here, as Ridley and NinjaJax will go at it in the Arrow region. Ridley, 5 seed, makes it back to the round of 16 for the second straight tournament. NinjaJax here for the first time, looking to be the first 16 seed in league history to make the Elite Eight. We almost saw that last tournament with Scars. He came up a bit short this round. We'll see if NinjaJax can do it this time. But it will be a good match to watch out for. But let's take a look at your schedule for today. Of course, we have Ridley and NinjaJax coming up in the Arrow region, but 4 p.m. Bow region, Jamie J Money off stream, both looking for their first career regional finals after making their first career round of 16 this round. And then at 7 p.m. tonight, going to be Scientine taking on Ami at 7 in the Crusade region. Scientine looking to make it to the regional final for the first time, as well as Ami. Scientine losing the round 16 last tournament, and Ami 0-2 in this round from last season. Going over to the bracket here. Of course, NinjaJax Ridley coming up next, 5 vs 16, and then tomorrow at 4, Geo and Sky take each other on in the bottom half of the Arrow region, 3v7. Geo's going to be our ref for today, so he'll be, I guess, getting in as a scope of the opponent, but also being our official. But we will see what happens in this one. Let's bring it over to the base where it is a black screen, which can be quickly fixed. There we go. So doing some pregame setup here, but I'm joined by the crowd here, but I'm also joined by one of our players, NinjaJax. We'll start with NinjaJax here as I'm typing the question for Ridley. It's been a really good run so far. Again, in February, you lost the play-in. Wasn't really able to do much there, but this tournament able to win your play-in match, and you have been on a roll ever since then. Talk to me about I guess the change in tone especially after the Luke one, because I know you talked to me after that, where your perspective kind of changed after that, when you were really wanting to make it further and further into the bracket, whereas before you were more or less just kind of just playing with the vibes, just seeing how it goes. But talk to me on like the tone shift and how that's really helped you make it to this point.
Against Luke, obviously, literally wasn't expecting anything out of that game. Maybe one game at best, and obviously won 4-0. Then that just, like, I don't know, mentally made me want to, like, go on. And you've given me the nickname the Cinderella, because I'm, like, the lowest seed. So let's hope the fairy tale can continue. But I don't know, just been playing. I'll be honest, I've not practiced. The only practice I've ever had is probably my sign-up thing. Like, I think last tournament or something when I didn't even make it in. But just seeing how it goes, and I actually really enjoyed last game when I know I was 3-1 down and I won 4-3, but like the closer games, like the game against Luke when it was 4-0, like it was just steady cruising. Like when I was 2-0 up, I was buzzing, and then 3-0 I was buzzing, and then at 3-0 I thought, yeah, this guy is just like not gonna win. And then obviously it was 4-0, but last game when it was it 4-3? Yeah, 4-3. Like I was what was that, 2-0 up, and I was like, oh, it's going just like Luke, and then he pulled 3 back, and I was like, damn, this guy's like good. And then that was a better game than the Luke's game, just because it was a tight game. Like, I'm honestly hoping today will be a tight game. Again, not expecting to win. This guy's like 4-0, 4-1. Like, if I had a score prediction, it'd be 4-2 to him, but see if I can change that.
Alright, we'll see what happens. Question for Ridley here. You're back in the round of 16. A win here will lock up a postseason spot. Also try to get redemption, what you need to do to get the job done today. We'll see. We see them typing there. We'll see what they answer with. But this is technically a qualification game because Ridley is at 4 wins. Again, you need 5 non-DQ wins to make the LCQ. We'll have a few of those this round. So a lot of these 4-win people looking to get the win here, not have to stress about not making the postseason after this tournament, and then just try to focus on getting at least one of those at-larges for the D2 championship that allows them to skip the LCQ. But Ridley, just need to play my game and not make any crucial mistakes. If I can do that and the cards stay even, I'm confident I could get a spot in the final 8. Just Ninja will be a tough opponent, but I'm definitely excited to be back playing on stream. Should be fun. Alright, so with that all wrapped up, we'll get the game going. Ridley, as set up here, wants to start with 12, so we'll start with that. Game is already set up. Let me grab the scoreboard, and we should be set to go here. And Gio can start whenever we're ready, and there we go. Red 0 to start, so one of the zeros already off the board. We begin as Ridley will have the start here. So we go a little bit upper high, a little bit high tier, not necessarily upper, more medium high tier, but red 8 is gonna stick with the red. And then NinjaJax will do the same. So we start this game off red. No early switches right now. Yeah, and then just keeping the numbers rolling here. Yeah, we'll see what NinjaJax goes with. He goes with the +2. Maybe we could see a switch here. Will a switch happen, or is it just going to keep it red? Yeah, okay. Big run here. Throws the +6 down, goes into yellow, maybe a 3-card switch. $16.9. Currently the proportions. And ends it with a wild, okay, interesting play. So goes with the +6 and then ends it by going back to red. I'm curious if that was to get rid of the yellow, but NinjaJax is going to continue the red here. Seems like he has quite a bit. Really trying to have a response. Red reverse. Do we see a switch? No, just going to be a double. And NinjaJax runs out on the red, so going into a draw here, this will give Ridley an opportunity to catch up a little bit. But we've pretty much been on this red for so long, and there's the switch. I mean, we definitely did have the yellow +2 at one point, but then we went right back to red. But get a switch here, we'll see a bit of a change of pace potentially. As screen 7 is a go, but NinjaJax might free him up a bit. It's gonna be an immediate slap. That's third +2 of the game. So a big play there, as it's going to be a double. Then the green's 0. So it's the second one. The green reverse. It's looking like a good run for NinjaJax so far. Got out to that early lead with a +6 and now is off to the races. And there's the blue reverse, and he's down to 4, down to 3, and this is where you start feeling a little bit nervous about the opponent getting to the end. So I am curious what Ridley will have here, but switch into blue. That's technically Pandora's, though we barely saw anything on yellow. I am wondering if Ridley's gonna have the response here. I mean, besides that draw, on the red. NinjaJax has kind of been rolling with it so far. Yeah, and there's the response. Gonna be a +4. Goes into the yellow. It's gonna be a yellow 7. So just the +4 and the switch to yellow. NinjaJax with the yellow reverse, so oh, and that's gonna give him the switch right back into the green. So both reverses, and that's gonna be a draw. So trying to stall things out a little bit. I think Ridley might have a little bit of green, but I don't know how much he'll have. Green 6. And Shek's looking for that quick switch. And he does get it. He goes into the red. So we're back where we started on this red here. I don't think NinjaJax will have a finish of any sorts. And it's actually a crossover into the yellow. So Ridley ends up getting back to where they wanted. Can NinjaJax pull off the double crossover and get the rainbow? No, just gonna keep it red. Just keep it yellow. That's 4 to 9 now, but Ridley kind of slowly reeling their way back into this. Oh, okay, well I just hit my mic, but yellow 7 from Ridley, just kind of keeping the numbers going. Can NinjaJax find a way to get down to 3? It's been a lot of 7s played, and it's going to be a wild blue. So that's how he'll get down to 3. Really wants this blue. The question is now, what will Ridley do here as we pass 6 minutes? I might try to look for a quick switch here because I'm not really I mean, based off what they're doing right now, I'm not really sure if they have a ton of ammo per se. Although they haven't really been playing a lot, so it could be a chance that it's a save, but blue skip, maybe find a switch out. Yeah, switch out with the skips. Goes back into yellow. I mean, Ridley's really banking on NinjaJax not having a +4 or something like that to just wrap up the game. And at least seems like for now he won't, but doesn't necessarily completely rule it out. Now really looking to cook on this yellow. Get himself back into this game and possibly take game 1. And NinjaJax continues to draw here, and yellow is just the spot he is not strong in right now. And now Ridley's going to give the blue, and I think this is more of a blue that gives Ridley the advantage here. Blue 6. Really looking to keep rolling things down here. Going to blue 4. Keeps running the numbers here. Now we'll see what the call is. It's going to be a draw. NinjaJax has ran out on blue. What's Ridley going to do on this? It's going to be a blue 2 and Uno, so gets the check. NinjaJax might only have the option of a switch here. Has a blue skip. Might be a blue skip into a draw, maybe? Or maybe he has another skip. That definitely feels like a top deck. Okay, no, he has a blue 8, so the blue 8 might have been the top deck, but is that game? And the Wild to close it out, and Ridley wins it. Game 1, 8 minutes 35 seconds. That was a really well played game from Ridley. I will start with NinjaJax though. I mean, you had the good advantage early on with the +6 as you kind of kept control of that, but I think a few switches here and there kind of derailed your game a bit. Thoughts on that first game and any takeaways from it?
Honestly, I didn't even know you could end on a wild. Otherwise, I'd have just kept my wild. I thought it would finish on a number. So I was trying to keep it on blue and then go the blue reverse, blue skip. Blue reverse, blue, whatever number I had. So yeah. And then when I got the +4, I got 4 different colours and I was like, mint. That probably turned the game.
All right. And again, you could finish with any card you want. You could even finish with a +4 if you want, even though that's kind of a not smart decision. But any card can be finished with. But yeah, we'll get Ridley's quick thoughts here because that was a really well played game from Ridley. Yeah, it's a early 1-0 for Ridley, and that's gonna give some good momentum here. It's a pretty strong game out of them. But we do see there Ridley's gonna go 1-up for the next game. But yeah, Ridley was kind of behind on cards most of the game. Slowly found a way to bring themselves into it. Then when they found NinjaJax weak on a color, able to force them to draw, slowly take the lead, and then just was able to run with it from there. But just staying calm and focusing on numbers and how I could connect them. Knew I had the +4 if we got too close, and that's what won the game for me in the end. I think it's fair enough also because that +4 kind of just stopped momentum when the Jacks are getting down low. So threw him back a bit and then kept him at bay. But I think it'll be good to start game 2 here. Really looking to make it 2-0 here, and the Jacks looking to tie up the series. And we'll keep it going with the blue one. So a little bit of counting on the card starts 0-1, but different color this time with the blue. Blue 5 from Ridley. Make that blue 2 from NinjaJax. So similar start to the last game where we start with just the numbers. But we do get an earlier switch this time as we go in the red. I do think these higher card starts do give more opportunities for these early switches, so it's not necessarily surprising, but sometimes it's just kind of what these players want to do when they run with the colors. And now both are just running the red here, so besides that switch, again, kind of a similar start where it just stays a little calm and then it kind of picks up as it goes, but Ridley actually draws here, so that gives the advantage to NinjaJax to possibly do something. He does go for the switch, so takes the lead with that, but frees up Ridley a bit. So Ridley goes with green 5. Still keeping the numbers up. And double green 5 from Ridley. We'll see if NinjaJax keeps going with this. I would presume he still has a play, but I don't think there's 2 green zeros. Oh, you're good. No, the green zero, the green, it's yours. The green 0-1. The current card's green 5. Yeah. No, it's not. You're fine. Green 4. All right, ditto here from Ridley, and +2 from NinjaJax. He might be looking for another +6 here, and a little bit more Uno knowledge here. That's what it's all about, learning about the game more. Then the green 8. Now we're really just gonna keep rolling on the numbers for the green. And NinjaJax runs out after doing the quick double. And now we're really looking to do the same thing here where they kind of slowly reel it back, but a quick switch here could bail NinjaJax a little bit. And just as I say it, there it is, the wild yellow. So no more green for a bit. Yellow skip. Can he find something to work with here on yellow, or is he going to switch out of it? Going to be a double. Now we're just kind of rolling with the numbers here for yellow. I mean, for Ridley, really just has been kind of rolling with these numbers here for the majority of the game once again. NinjaJax with a skip here, looking for a potential run. So he ends up having both yellow skips in the deck. It's another double here, so putting the pressure on Ridley a bit. Yellow 6. Alright, so one down. I'm wondering if maybe this could be the game here from NinjaJax. And it very much looks like it will be. Not gonna work. I don't. I mean, I don't think that looks right because you need you need either a space or the double at. That's probably why it didn't register the blue.
Yeah. So I'm calling Una, like, you know, like last game when it like bugged out.
Mm-hmm.
So I've called the +4 wild, switching it to blue to call Una.
Mm-hmm.
The other guy that was in the other game like said there's another command that you have to type. What? Like, am I allowed to ask what that is? Like, I called Una,
Well,
but it's like bugged out and not called it.
it would be an exclamation point or Uno in this case. I think it's because you didn't put a space between the blue and the exclamation point, which is why the blue didn't register, and then the Uno is probably not going to register. So, it's going to be stuck on this current command. So you need to confirm blue, but then you'd also need to call Uno. So,
So B space exclamation point.
it would just have to be blue. It would just have to be blue in this case. Okay, well, the Uno did call.
Oh, there we go.
I thought the Uno wasn't gonna call, but I guess it did. Um, really had that ready though. But that's gonna be it. NinjaJax is gonna take game 2 here. Yeah, there it is, blue 5. A little bit of confuse again, but it does get the job done. 6 minutes 12, so ties it up. Besides, yeah. Besides the small little confusion, thoughts on game 2 as you tie things up. That one's for NinjaJax. NinjaJax thoughts on game 2 as you tie things up.
As soon as I saw my hand and I had the wild +4, I just thought I was gonna win. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's
But
fair
you
enough.
kept switching it off. I almost used my power play, but I don't know. I just didn't. But I thought that was a good game, like nice and close. Do you know what I mean? Like the close games are the better games. The one where you absolutely smash someone or get smashed are just not really that fun.
Yeah. But it's tied 1-1. We'll see what really responds with, because did not seem like they had a ton of power cards per se. I mean, they did have a wild yellow earlier in the game, but besides that, it was kind of just rolling with the numbers for the most part. So I am curious on that. So we saw the wild save earlier in game 1. That's how they were able to win that one. But I'm curious to see if maybe that was a similar situation, or if they were just trying to be a little bit conservative on the ammo and then just got too light with it, and then NinjaJax able to run to the end. But had a chain with blue with a single +2 with that. Yeah, that's all I had outside the wireless. Just wanted to play the numbers game again. Hope for the best. Unfortunately, no way stop the ending. All right. So it's 1-1. Position will go to NinjaJax now, and we'll see what he decides to go with for game 3.
Some of this goes just like glitching out.
Good, take your time. All right. That might be a new number in the vocabulary. The FEF. It's like it's like that one iCarly episode where they make
No,
up a number.
my Discord just froze.
Yeah, no, you're good. I'm just pulling your leg, but we're gonna go 7. We're gonna go 7. So lower than what we were running before, and we're gonna start again with blue, but this time on the 7. And NinjaJax draws immediately. Wow. Okay. And again, with some of the Discord's freezing issue, I'm wondering if that could play effect in this game, but really opens with a blue 9. And everyone's getting frozen now. I sure hope the API is not going down, because that would not be good. Okay, well, hopefully we can get this in before Discord decides to break. But switch the red 9, so NinjaJax didn't seem to have blue, but gets a quick switch. Ridley with the 0. And now NinjaJax able to roll on the red here. Can Ridley do the same? For now, yes. Goes with the red 8. Again, some small some small freezes seem to be going on. Red 8, so that is a ditto, but that actually forces Ridley to draw. Now NinjaJax is able to roll on this red here. A lot of red. I'm wondering if he has. I wonder if he has a 2-color draw here potentially. No, okay. So draws now. So runs out on red. Now we have a bit of a draw city potentially. So now we will see how this goes here. This is really the first draw city of the game. This is where you can really start building your deck here. And we do see it for the first time with the 7-card start. Red skip really looking for the switch out. Double red skip. I think it is going to happen here. I don't think it would have done that if they don't have the switch out. There it is. Blue skip. Looking for the big run here. I would think the blue skip might be the draw on that one, but I mean, it's still going. You can't do it mid-chain. But gonna end with the wild yellow. So we do go back to the yellow here. Jack's not feeling too good about that. Yellow 4. And I mean, if there was a power play there, I'm wondering if Ridley maybe could get something to the finish here. But could also have been looking for something else. Now we'll see. Oh, yeah, that's going to be a finish. 350. Reverse +4 green, green 2. I mean, that really feels like the Draw City was able to find a way to get the job done for Ridley. I am curious what some of those draws were, so that will be my question. But I mean, for NinjaJax, I think it felt to me it felt like the Draw City was not too. Draw City is basically just when players are just drawing back and forth, but it just felt like the Draw City was kind of the spot where you really couldn't find a way out. But any thoughts on Game 3, especially with the massive draw and then Ridley with the big run to the end?
Honestly, I don't know. Like it's just like swept the floor at the end. Like you'd never see me play one of them because I don't even know what it means. But like the @ symbols just confused me. But I was hoping he played one more yellow, and then I was gonna yellow reverse, and probably I don't even know. Like, I had a wild +4. I was just holding it. To be honest, I don't know.
Alright, so maybe could have done the +4 there, but chose to hold off on it.
I mean, he's been trying to play his power play like every time, and it's just like never worked. So I was probably like gonna play my yellow reverse and then use my +4, but he just ended it with like hieroglyphics or something. So you know,
Yeah, that's just how it goes sometimes. But yeah, you can't power play in the middle turn. If it was you, like if it's not your turn and someone's on a run, you can power play defensively. Um, but if you're the person who is doing the run, you can't power play mid turn. But
what's the like biggest chain you can do to win a game like that at the end?
the biggest chain, well, I mean
Like with a
technically,
power play or something.
hypothetically infinite, but
Oh, because you could just keep playing reverses, couldn't you, or something?
yeah, but yeah, that's kind of in terms of but in terms of like the actual turn infinite, but in terms of each message it's a max of 4 commands. So
Alright, cool. Is it my pick again?
uh yes it will be, but I'm just waiting for release. I think okay, there we go. Drew the wild thought to connect it all together. Would have wasted my power play if I could use this, so good thing it didn't work. All right. Yeah, I mean, had the wilds and then refer. I mean, it's to me it just seemed like strays on the yellow and the green. So I mean that wild was the big help there, and it was stray on the blue also. I mean strays everywhere because I mean you had the connector to blue, but no other blues after that, and then had only the reverse and then the green too. So that was kind of an assortment of hands. But again, the wilds bring everything together. But 2-1, NinjaJax gets the call for game 4. We'll see what he goes with. It goes back up to 12. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah. So we do go back to 12. And it's going to be yellow 7 starts. So another 7 start, but this time on the yellow. We start game 4. Yellow 2. Alright. So I think NinjaJax wasn't loving the 7 in that one, so wants to go back up to that lower upper tier. Now yellow 9. Do gotta note also that Ridley did win the last time we were on 12, so sometimes going back to a card start with some of the similar knowledge or some more knowledge from before can help flip its fortunes. Sometimes it could also just give the opponent the win. We've seen both scenarios played out dozens of times, but NinjaJax goes for the yellow 3, had blue 9 but didn't play it. I will be curious about that down the line, but yeah, okay. And Ridley actually has nothing left on yellow, only one yellow played and draws. So that's not the start Ridley was hoping for. And now Ridley's gonna have to look for a quick switch here. And he will get it. I mean, he is at 13, he is at 12 cards, so not too hard to find it, but gets to switch to blue. That could be a detriment later on, though. All right, blue 5. We'll see. I'm curious if the blue 9 actually will exist, although, I mean, NinjaJax did say it was a fat finger, so maybe could just be that, but it's going to be a blue skip, I think. Yeah, there it is. It's going to be a double. Is it going to be a switch? We'll see. Going to be a double. I've seen a few of those. But blue 9. Now the blue 4. And now NinjaJax runs out here, so that's another one of those doubles into a draw. Now Ridley's able to roll with his blue, which is what they need. Another draw here from NinjaJax ties it up, and there it is. Ridley looking to take the lead. Switch the green 8, so it's going to be just in time for NinjaJax to possibly be able to play again. The green 0 gets placed down, so really looking to roll in the green. Tied game with Ridley advantage. Now the green 4. Green reverse, NinjaJax going to look to take the lead back. And we do get a potential 3-card switch into the red. No, it's going to be a little bit more, actually, with the red +2 as well. And then the red 1. So, NinjaJax down to 3. And now we roll red. That ends up foiling Ridley a little bit, but we will see what Ridley does. But it's going to be a red +2 in reverse, so both had a split on the red +2s. But now we just keep rolling with red here. This is the first time we've seen red. I did just check that, but keeps rolling with the numbers. I think for Ridley, a draw here could be devastating, but NinjaJax, I'm not really sure if he has red to the end, but or something else. Because I mean, he did just get +2, so could have maybe had red to the end, but also could have just had that foiled. God, it's gonna be a power play from Ridley, so jumps early on it. Wild yellow. Can they potentially find a finish here? Yellow reverse, and I think that will actually end up being a finish. Unfortunately for NinjaJax, not really much he can do since he can't back to back, but Ridley looking to make this 3-1 here with the power play, and that will do it. Wow. So ran the actually plus ends up being a +12 with the +2s, and then the green 7 to close it out. Ridley is up 3-1 here, one away from the win. And this has just been a game of finding the ammo to the end. That's really what we've seen so far. Any thoughts from that, NinjaJax? Gonna be 3-1, so we'll need to make the comeback similar to what you did in the play-in, but Ridley will not have the power play, so that is a slight advantage to your favor.
Honestly, like, I don't even get how the chain works at the end to win, so he's just gonna win like that. Probably in the 4th game as well. Probably just is what it is. I don't even get how he can like link 20,000 cards together.
Yeah, I said it before, but the
It's the command that you do.
The max chain is 4. The max chain is 4 for a message. So, you see what they did there. So that's the max you could do if you have like a big run like that.
Yeah, Ridley, if you're watching, just do that again and you'll win 4-1. Because I don't even know how to do that.
Well, technically, now that they use power play, they don't have a way of stopping you, even if you just do one message at a time. So. Alright, so that took longer than I was hoping for the type, but we'll see what Ridley responds. So Ridley 3-1, one away. Thoughts on using the power play there to lock the game down and what you do now with the advantage but without the power play. You got to remember also, Ridley was up 4-2 last tournament in this round and ended up losing 3 straight to Nathan, which caused him to be eliminated from the tournament. So they're looking to avoid the same fate here of, well, in last tournament it was 4-2, but this time be 3-1, a 3-1 lead. So looking to prevent 3 straight from NinjaJax. That is going to be the ultimate goal. But they used they did use the power play this time, unlike February's round of 16. They didn't use it then, but they jumped on it early, and now we'll see what they can do in potentially these last 3 games, but they only need to win one of them to win the series, so. I knew the power play would get me the finish, and my rule of thumb is to do it if I could get the finish every time. Ninja now has the power play advantage, so we'll see what happens if we can get it done. Alright, this is going to be a bit beneficial for Ridley because they'll have the Game 5 call now, so they do have the home field. I will be curious to see what they decide to do. I mean, the upper tier has really been working for Ridley so far, so I wouldn't be surprised if they stick with that. So I could see like a 14 for a full send. There's the full send. To resist the temptation is a difficult thing, but. Alright, there's your full send, and there's double one, and we start with the yellow reverse. That's the first unique card start we have. We'll see if Ridley starts with a run on this. Alright, yellow 8. Question is now what? And we run the yellow 2. Now it's similar start to what we had before, especially in game 1, where we just start with the color that we started on and then just roll with the numbers. NinjaJax maybe looking for a switch here, but could also okay. No, gonna keep it with yellow. And again, another calm start here. And Ridley, again, I mean, this was similar to last game where they don't really have much on the start. So this time only 2. But it was yellow last game also. So the yellow just seems to suck for Ridley right now. But NinjaJax looking for a run here. Has to skip. Goes for the double. Keeps it yellow. I mean, for now, I think that is a wise call. Looking to force Ridley to do the switch, and there it is, blue 6. And just like last game, gets one draw and then able to find it. And then the crossover from NinjaJax, who also wanted to switch out of yellow. So now he looks to choose the color in his control. But he's gonna be fine with it. Keeps it with red. Now the red one NinjaJax with the advantage right now. By a decent bit, actually. It was a little bit further than I thought. It really just keeps on rolling with the red numbers. Now the red 3. Now here we go, Ridley with some of the ammo here. And there we go, red reverse, red +2. They're looking for a red 4. And there's a ditto. We saw the last time there was a ditto. Ridley wasn't able to play, but it actually gets to switch now. So running blue. NinjaJax with another double here. Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of those. Now the blue too. And okay, so sorry. NinjaJax tried to get the switch to the green. Ridley came back with the blue, and that actually forces NinjaJax to draw. And now Ridley goes back into the green with the wild. Wow. Okay. So able to trying to keep things in their control here. Gives NinjaJax the green. Ridley running it down. What is the response here from NinjaJax? Going to do a reverse here. Maybe looking to throw that ammo down. No, it's going to be a double. Reverse green 0. What does Ridley have? Ridley maybe looking for potentially a finisher here to lock up their spot in the postseason and make it to their first regional final. Green +4. That's a good sign for them. Can they find the finish? And no, it's just going to be a green 7. That is an interesting play there. So throws the +4 down. Then he keeps it green, and it's a wild blue here. Is that going to be enough? No, and it's the wild. I had a feeling that was a wild finish there. But that will do it. Ridley wins it 4-1 and moves on to the regional finals and also qualifies for the LCQ. They will make it to the postseason for the first time after missing it last season. So congratulations to them for NinjaJax. Unfortunately, the run ends here, but still a great tournament. Still a great tournament nonetheless. Any thoughts on this run and what you look to take from it going into the future? Is now you're up to 3 wins, so you're in a good spot to possibly make the postseason.
Yeah, I'm in a good space. I was half expecting him to beat me like 4-1, 4-2. I was actually going to use my power play then, and I was like scrolling up the chat, but like you said, it's so easy to use, but I just didn't get how to use it, so I just didn't use it. I was trying to switch it to a wild and then play like a blue +2, but I forgot that when you play a wild, you don't get another go. It's the wild +4 where you get another go. So is what it is. But was it the semi-finals I made it to?
Regional semifinals. So,
Yeah, I'll take that for someone that just plays for fun
mhm.
against someone that uses hieroglyphics to win all time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
But I think I'll practice for next season, so I know like what the little like what the chains are and that. I've just not had time to practice, so I just come on, play my game, and then go off.
I mean, that's fair enough. There's a ton of people who do that. So, sometimes that actually works for people where it's just kind of, just know what you're gonna do going into it, and then just do that, and you don't really have the practice outside of it. That works for some people. Some people like
Yeah,
practicing all over the
like
place, but some people just like doing what they need to do to just walk in and then to get the job done. But came up
even
with.
though I said at the start,
Say that again.
I was gonna say even though I said at the start like I like the close games, like I like playing Ridley because he was like Ridley was better than Luke. Like Luke was just awful, but like Ridley's like actually a good player. Like you wouldn't think he was like seed 5, or whatever that means, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, again, with that Luke game, I think part of that just was not getting they weren't getting much and weren't able to capitalize on some things, but you were able to pretty much beat him to the punch on a lot of that. I think this was kind of a situation where Ridley was able to get a lot on the wilds. I mean, you see the differential there, 6-3 on the regular wilds and then 3-1 on the +4s. So able to kind of get that differentiation there, and I think that really was the big thing that played a role in this because everything else is real. The reverses was in your favor, but everything the skips and +2s were relatively even. So um, ultimately, I think it did play dividends in the result, but really able to get the win here. We'll see what they have to say as they now have locked up their spot into the postseason. Um, Felt good. That hand was pretty loaded, so I'm glad to be moving on the tournament and have secured my spot in the postseason. Hope I can continue to make it further in this tournament. GG Ridley. Um, but yeah. that will likely do it. Let me just make sure I have this. Boom, there we go. But yeah, 4-1 win for Ridley. Ridley moves on to the regional finals. Take a look at the bracket here. We will determine who their opponent will be tomorrow at 4 p.m. with Sky and Geo. Both of them looking to make the regional final. Geo was in the regional final last tournament. He also enters the qualification game in that regional semifinal against Sky. Sky looking to make it to the regional final after disappointing in February and to do so for the first time in their career. So big game for Sky coming up tomorrow. We'll see what they do. But with that being said, that will do it for us. Thank you all so much for watching the stream. We have one more coming up tonight at 7 p.m. Look at the schedule. We have another game at 4 p.m. with Jamie J Money in the Boa region, but we also have a stream at 7 with the Crusade region. Science Titan taking on Ami. Science Titan in another, also in a qualification game, looking to make the postseason. Ami looking to make it to the regional finals for the first time in their career. But we will see how that all breaks down. But again, on behalf of the commission team and everyone who came out to watch, I'm G-Man. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you all later tonight for Science Titan and Ami, which will be our second stream of the day and our last game of the day. But till then, take care and have a good one. That is not the outro. Let me try that one more time. Let's roll the outro now, production crew. Thank you.
This has been a presentation of MRE UNO, Division 2.